Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Stadium Cast. We're going to have another exciting guest on today. You may know me as Inadequate, but you may also call me Martijn.
And I am Lumberger, but also same. I prefer to go by Amanda here. And Martijn, EUIC just happened, and you competed in it. What were your thoughts of how you did? I had you down to win it. I don't know if you saw that in the caster pre-show.
I saw it indeed. Yes, I was honored. And unfortunately, it didn't go super well. I think I went like 6-2, which is not bad in a
It's really
competition
good.
that was so stacked, right? And I think your co-casters predicted me Wheel to win. Well, I knocked me Wheel out, so at least I made you proud in that, I hope. But yeah, I think it was a really tough competition. And our next guest actually competed there as well in multiple tournaments in Europe, actually, and he did really well on them.
Yeah, that's right. We have Statastan. On Statastan came in third overall at EUIC, but that wasn't the only tournament he came in third in as well. He did in Liverpool, and he was a day two competitor in, what was it? It was Bochum, I think.
Utrecht.
Utrecht, yeah, Utrecht. So, I mean, the man is always making day two. He's a really consistently good battler, and he's from the Netherlands like you.
Let's get to our guest, Dr. Statastan, the man with the plan.
Amanda, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I have a new microphone now as well, so hopefully my audio isn't so scuffed as the last couple times.
Chat, can you give a smile if you can hear Amanda clearly?
Yeah.
Stan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thanks. Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, Stan?
About myself?
Yes. Who is Statastan?
Who is Statastan? Statastan is a Dutch person. But many people thought I was British, but I'm very much Dutch.
It's true, Amanda. You know more about that?
So I grew up near Rotterdam. I did a bachelor and a master studies at the Delft University of Technology in mathematics. I really love mathematics. I've been like since a child, I've been like really into it. I've done like loads of competitions as well. It's kind of fun. And then I ended up doing a PhD in mathematics in Lancaster University. And now I'm back. I was there for 4 years.
Okay.
Now I moved back and I got a job here in Amsterdam.
All right. So, how was it in the UK? You got like really integrated in the British community, right?
Yeah, I really loved it in the UK. Only problem is that from those 4 years that I was there, 2 years were in COVID times, so I didn't experience as much as I probably should have. But in those 2 years, I got really into Pokemon, so I used my time in a different way. But I did. I mean, I joined the Gym Breakers team from the UK, and I had it. Well, they asked me. I was like, yeah, sounds like a good idea, and I had a lot of fun with them.
Yeah, you also started you started it, right? The Tea and Pizza faction.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I didn't want to join any faction. I was like, I'm gonna build my own faction. So then I started off with asking a couple of people from the Gym Breakers group, George and Richie were there first, and then the group started evolving slowly over time. But yeah, I did start it, and it hasn't we weren't as good in the start, but I feel like we had a lot of fun along the way and like improved ourselves all the time. So that's really fun.
Yeah, I must say you are sometimes very formidable / annoying opponents. So I'll give you that for sure. I'm going to ask you a little bit of a loaded question here, Stan. Who is your favorite teammate?
Ooh. I like everyone because everyone has a different role.
Are you playing it safe right now?
Yeah, sure, but that's
just
not the question, Stan. The question is,
the question is, how do you mean? How do you define favorite? Right? It's like the one who I trust the most to get a 3-0, or the one who I want to spend an hour with in a pub, right? I mean, they're two different answers.
I think both are really good.
So, yeah. So, I mean, George is probably the nicest guy. So that's Sir Corey. He's probably one of the nicest guys on the team, and absolutely amazing person. And then I think the one who I trust the most to like be valuable for the team is probably at the moment is definitely PvP David. But he probably doesn't need to hear it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with both statements there. I know it's true, and I know it shouldn't per se be said for his own ego's sake.
Yeah. But David doesn't get 3 wins per cycle. He gets 4 or 5 wins per cycle because he helps a lot with everyone else as well, like especially the Master League position, which is really, really important in my opinion. So that's very, very valuable team member for sure.
Yeah. So now this is
a pleasure to work with him.
With the how many Team Pizza guys are already qualified for Worlds? It's 3, right?
4.
So we have you.
We are not the most. I believe Go Stadium Elite is more.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But they also have more.
It's true. That's
they
the
have
only
more
reason why.
events.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
And
right?
then you also have. I don't know about the Australians, but the Australians have. I mean, there's 8 Australians qualified, I think. And I'm pretty sure they're all part of the same team or 2 teams.
It's 10. I think it's 10, right? Because we have 4 from OCIC, 2 from Sydney, 2 from Perth, and there was Brisbane. I'm not sure.
So I'm pretty sure there's an APAC faction with a lot of them. But we're definitely the most from Europe. Yeah, this is kind of cool.
By 1, right, Martijn?
By 1, yes.
Yeah.
But and this has to be mentioned. The Emperors only got qualified because Team Pizza members qualified twice.
So in good cooperation, right? In good cooperation.
Yeah,
let's just
good
say
cooperation.
Like that. I rather see it from a Dutch perspective rather than the EU Emperor's perspective.
Oh yeah, I love that there's so many Dutch people coming to Worlds. We have was it No Tactical?
Well, Tho's actually not coming, unfortunately. Or so
he's not coming.
So he says. I'm still trying to work that weird idea of not going to Worlds out of his head. But
yeah, we'll convince him.
Oh, that is crazy. It's crazy. Why does he come? He should come. Even if he quits the game, he should come. It's very fun. It's going to be very fun.
You should help convince me that it's a mission.
I'll send him a message after this.
I don't know. I think a lot of people already did. We'll see what he does. I don't think it's completely out of there yet. But the thing is, it's also quite expensive, right? And I think that's.
I know. I booked my tickets a couple of weeks ago, and it was a pain. Especially because I missed out on the travel ward a couple of times. I'm going for 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the same thing. Like,
I mean, if you're there, you gotta enjoy it.
Exactly,
for sure.
Exactly.
I wanted to go anyway to Japan, not necessarily during Worlds, but definitely want to go anyway at some point in the future. So might as well do it now, and then enjoy it like really well. I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. It's gonna be really fun.
Speaking of Sir Corey, Stan, you mentioned him a bit earlier. He has a very important question that he's brought apart in the chat, and that is a math question for Dr. Stan. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck? I don't know.
Not your average question. Not your average math question, but I think it's an average math exam question.
Do you guys have tongue twisters in Dutch? Like these, this is a common tongue twister in English. So I assume that you guys have something similar that you like say as kids or something funny like that.
Oh,
I do remember. But I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure we have some, but it's not coming up just right. Guido's here. Guido, Leentje leerde lotje lopen. Yes, that's.
Yeah, but that's not a tongue twister, right? That's a nice little phrase with like all those L's in a row, right? But it's not a tongue twister.
There's definitely.
Leentje leerde lotje lopen.
Almost.
You
need to work the
Op de Lange Lindenlaan. You need that one as well, right? On the Lange Lindenlaan.
Stan, I want to talk about how I think you are like the It's accent of Europe. I think you've been top a day 2 competitor in 3 consecutive regional tournaments, right? What is your secret?
I don't know. I come in every time with like no expectations because then I perform best as well. And I just respect every opponent and I'm having a lot of fun and really, really trying my best. And I would have to say, I don't think I make a lot of mistakes. I make mistakes, I think versus Tonton in the finals, for example, I definitely made a couple big mistakes.
Was also tough with the Dragonair.
But I think in the most of my games, at least off stream, I don't make a lot of mistakes, which and then I use a couple of Pokemon that people don't really know how to play against, like Dunsparce, like Mew, for example. They might be worse. Like Dunsparce is not worse, but Mew probably is worse than a couple of different things. But yeah, then I just try to exploit my opponent making a mistake, giving me a win con, and trying to find that win con, and then that's the plan I usually stick with. But, I mean, I'm just a bit lucky. I could have easily been knocked out in any of these three, easily. Just a bit lucky.
A point to that too. I don't think that you're lucky. I think you are probably the best technical player that we have in Europe. But I'm also wondering, in your opinion, do you think that this is also maybe going to be your detriment at all? Like, people know that you're a technical player, and you've played the same team like every single tournament basically that you've played in, and you play things very consistently. Do you worry that your opponents are going to kind of figure out that equation?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, people don't copy my team as well, and people don't really worry too much, at least about teams I have. Like, for example, I remember that before Worlds, I played in Kings tournament, the Road to Worlds one, that I didn't actually want to win because it was going to be in London. But I played in it, tried my best, and I was going to probably donate the money away to other people if I won. But I remember I used a really strong team in that one with like Scruffy and Nidoqueen, and it was kind of fun. So I was thinking,
I missed that meta.
everyone saw that, and people were gonna keep that into account. But then round one, I faced a Wigglytuff, right at Worlds. It was Booty, it was a Korean player. I was like, yeah, it never really take into account what other people are gonna do because it just doesn't work. It's always go from your strength, what do you like to bring the most, and that works best.
Good point. Good point. Another question regarding this, Stan. With Worlds coming up, what are like changes that you would like to see, right? Because I'm not saying we're gonna get a change, but if we were expecting a change for the next season, what could really break things up in this Noctowl, Trevenant, Lantern voice?
Okay, it's a good question. So I understand that it's a really good idea for the meta to change. I don't want the meta to change because I am quite good at this meta, and I think it's not the RPS as long as. So I never pick Trevenant, and I think Lantern and Noctowl aren't that RPS. So I'm actually quite happy with this meta, but I do understand that there is no viewers for Pokemon, and there is like if the meta doesn't change, and so we do want to see some stuff. Now, one of the things I'd like to see is then basically a Pokemon that breaks those three, right? Noctowl, Lantern,
I think
Trevenant.
Dunsparce comes the closest right now.
It does actually. Yeah. Dunsparce does break it, in my opinion, because it doesn't lose really to any of them. Like, yeah, it loses to Trev the zeros, I believe, and it can also lose to Lantern the zeros, but it leaves it with like 1 HP, which you kind of fine. Or you decide to shield and you come out with a move, right? But yeah, I think you want to have more options there to break that core, that people don't really want to run it. And maybe also something interesting that breaks like A9 Swampert core. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that's just really annoying to actually run. Because if you are the Swampert, right, and you're like 1 much behind, you're just screwed. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Because the Swampert will come out with 80% health, right?
Yeah.
Especially the Shadows, right?
Definitely.
And then, that's worse, in my opinion, than the Noctowl Lantern one. But, yeah, one that like breaks the common cores and maybe bring some Pokemon back that got nerfed to death, right? Like the Walrein or the Nidoqueen, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying Walrein Nidoqueen meta was better, is different. Like Shadow Wall Rain Mirror was the absolute worst.
The worst. Yeah.
Because of the EQ kills, right? In the one shield, I think it kills. And it's just
Shadow.
horrible. Yeah. so I'm not saying bring it back to like its olden days, but it's been nerfed a bit too much, I think. At least definitely the Nidoqueen. Volrain still has some play. But you want Volrain to beat the Trevenant, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't really at the moment.
I agree.
Yeah, but in the same sense, you want Dunsparce to beat the Galarian Stunfisk, and that also doesn't happen.
Yeah, I know. But it leaves it low. Right? So two drones don't kill, right? But it leaves it in the red, and then it's manageable with anything else. So I'm not too worried about that one. Yes, you can. Well, you probably do want it to beat Stunfisk. It beats it up a shield.
That's true. All right. So kind of going back to this tea and pizza, how you guys have the most, besides the North America faction teams, people going to Worlds. If you were to guess who the next tea and pizza person would be to qualify, who would you say it's going to be? You said that PvP David is probably the most consistent.
Well,
do you think that he will be the next one to make it on?
Well, we have 2 more regionals coming up, right? We have Malmo and Torino.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I'm aware, David and Richie will go to Malmo. And none of us will go to Torino. Maybe B-Max Steve Rocket, but I'm not actually
Italian,
sure if he does. He is Italian, but he is from like the Florence region.
Oh,
so it's
all the other side.
Still quite a distance.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. He did go to Lille. He went by bus.
By bus?
Yes, it's kind of a funny story because he went to Paris with the bus, and then he missed the bus.
Oh no!
Because the bus was behind another bus, and he didn't see it. And that was like 11 p.m. And then the next bus was like 7 a.m.
Oh, how did he get there then?
Well, he just got there a bit later. He got still on time, but he got there a bit later. And Lille Paris is a lot of connections there, so it's not the worst.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, don't know if he go, but I mean, obviously, David, I'd say, has a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go very well in London, right? He got in round 2, he faced off against Lurgan Rocket. Well, that's rough.
Yeah.
Richie, though, on the other hand, he didn't make day 2. Did he make day 2?
Yeah, he did. I think he got to losers round 2, right?
Yeah.
I think Toe knocked him out there.
He got far. He got really far. He played against Nessa Beaton on stream. He beat the Nut on stream. So if Richie is a good show, I mean, that's a shot for sure.
All right.
I mean, Martijn is
he's part of the academy, right?
Yeah. Martijn has to go to Hartford so he can avoid playing PvP David. So I mean, that's how scary.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to Hartford. Exactly. Well, the thing is,
American tournaments are hard.
Easier, you mean? Yes, easier. That's
hard. Because they want to win too much, maybe.
Well, Hartford compared to Malmo, I mean, it has like double the players. So I reckon, and there's gonna be a lot of top players, right?
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, Utrecht was also double the players. Liverpool was double the players.
I guess. I booked it all before Malmo was even on my mind, to be honest. I just wanted to have one trip to the USA. NAIC was going to be at the same location as last year, so I don't know. Hartford's going to be fun as well. I'll try to watch some of Malmo too. I'm going to be 6 hours ahead, unfortunately, but I'll definitely try to catch.
Oh, is it the same time as?
Yeah, it's the same day.
Yeah,
same day.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be a Pokemon Go weekend for us at home, watching all of it.
Yeah. I have another question regarding Japan, Stan. If there was going to be Go Festing, would you go there?
Depends when it is. I already booked my flight tickets.
I
already booked my flight tickets. I'm flying the 5th of August, I think, and then coming back the 25th. Mm-hmm. So if GoFest is after Worlds in the Yokohama, that would be a bit annoying, right? Because I kind of want to travel.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it going to be during Worlds?
I would not be
I'm
surprised.
not. I don't know. I mean, I've missed a lot of community days because of these regional tournaments. I don't know. I mean, if it fits the schedule, I will go. But if it doesn't fit the schedule, then unfortunate.
Do you have any predictions of where it's going to be in Europe? Like everyone's speculating because it's 9 letters long, so they're listing all of
Amsterdam.
the ones. You're hoping it's Amsterdam?
I think it fits.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Well, that was the first thing I thought actually when I saw that video. But I mean, it's all 9 letters long, and I don't believe that's actually true.
Oh, you think it's just like a template or something?
Yeah, it's a template. But if it's 9 letters long, Amsterdam fits. Saying. That'd be kind of cool. Rotterdam also fits, right? Yeah, Rotterdam also fits, but I don't see that happening.
I think
Amsterdam had a safari zone event though in the past.
Oh,
yeah. We all went to Amsterdam. It was kind of fun. This was before I moved to England, so that's like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think I played back then yet, but it sounds cool that there's a possibility because I don't feel like we have a lot of events in the Netherlands.
No, we don't. But it would be kind of cool, and I mean, if it's not on a driving distance for me or public transport, like easy to get there, I probably will go to GoFest though.
Really?
I've been to Berlin, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I like these regional tournaments, because the whole point for me of going is enjoying the community. Well, you get that at regional tournaments, and you get way more of the community because it's more of my community, right? It's more of PvP community.
Yeah.
And I remember that at GoFest, I didn't actually catch that much Pokemon. I was talking too much with people, and I mean, shiny Panzer. I mean, you're not gonna. It's shiny. Didn't care from the start. I didn't really care. Yeah, that's my opinion. We'll see.
So, do you think if there wasn't PvP in the game that you probably would have lost interest by now? Because I think that that's true for a lot of the PvP community, but then I think there's like the larger segment of Pokemon Go players don't understand what we like about it. So I just find this like mental shift really interesting.
I played since January 2017 because before then my phone couldn't handle it. I had an old phone. I couldn't download it, but yeah. So I liked it from then because events started happening, and then raids started happening, which sort of gave a community kind of idea. I think it was the summer of 2017 that raids started happening, and I really enjoyed that. Now, when I moved to Lancaster, I did it a lot less because it's a lot less bike friendly, and I biked a lot to like raids here. So I did it a lot less, and my interest definitely like went away. But it was more like waves of I'm not that interested as much, so I play a little, and I am a bit more interested now, so I play a bit more. It never went completely away, and then when PvP comes, I mostly just play the game for PvP, to be honest. I don't really play as much as I probably should to keep up with the grind, right? I mean, I can't play Ultra League because I don't have XLs, as in XL Candy. And I can't get XL Candy because you have to play the game. And I do play the game, right? I'm level 48. I'm almost 49. But, I mean, it's not working for me as much. So I'm just like, I'll focus on Master League, and Master League can't do that anymore either. I wanted to build a Landorus, and now because of this stupid change, I couldn't do enough raids to get it, which was really annoying.
I feel you. I have one last question for you, Stan. How do you think? Because Amanda just mentioned that a lot of people don't really understand what we like about PvP. How do you think that we can get people more inclusive with, or getting more used?
Question.
I'm not sure. I feel like I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I enjoy the game, right? But I don't think I can tell for anyone else to say, like, yeah, please enjoy the game.
Like just a friend you meet at school or work, and they're like just starting to play Pokemon, and you want to like show them what PvP is like, what's fun about it. How do we include those kind of people?
I mean, I don't know. honestly, I'm not there to do. I know I asked a friend at some point who is level 50 and is like not interested in PvP. Like, come on, do some PvP. It's kind of fun. And then they were like, yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Lost 5 minutes of your time. Move on. I mean, so, yeah, they didn't really care. I think for Pokemon, you have at least you're always gonna have the collectors, right? And they can enjoy the game as well. Now the question is, can we get more people interested in PvP? It'd be very hard because how are you gonna sell the game? You're gonna go like, come and learn this game. It's really hard. You need to know a lot of things to start. Well, you don't need to know a lot of things to start, but to get good, you need to know a lot of things. And then when you do all the right things, the game breaks and you lose. It's kind of hard
That is
to get people interested.
I mean,
Right?
I think that is true. Like, if someone's trying to start at this point, the skill cap is already quite high. And also, it's hard to get a lot of the Pokemon that are super meta right now, right? Because if you want to give a Metacham, you're going to need an XL one. So if you do that, you have to catch a lot of Metadikes. You have to find ones with the good IVs.
Yeah, but that's not the biggest problem because all of these come back in events. Like, for example, we just had a Stunfisk event.
True.
Right? And I know, it's you always get a chance to get it again. There is always going to be an event, and they'll come back, and so yeah, it'll take some time to build a team, especially to get good ones as well. I don't think the accessibility for Great League is the biggest of problems. It's probably the time investment, and it's really like in game. It's not that inviting, right? Because Zen Headbutt looks the same as counter on right.
Favor, yeah. Animation.
It puts 8 damage, right?
If the rocket is dealing a lot of damage, surely it must be a good move, right?
Yeah.
So what would be one tip that if someone did want to get into PvP, then what would be like a basic tip that you would give to be like, okay, if you want to start, you have to do 3 things, and these are the 3 things that will be the most worthy of your time?
If I have to give tips for people starting PvP, it's probably watch some content. Watch some content on YouTube, or watch some, like for example, Jonkus has some really good stuff, as in he showcases a new team every time. It's not the best content to learn, but you get interested in the game. And then if you understand that, like if you start liking that, right, then there's lots of content out there to sort of improve skills. So I think was it Wallower that made a video on like advanced game mechanics, for example? I mean, the fast move denial probably should be deleted now because it's useless information at this point. But all the other things are still very much relevant.
Hey, you never know when it's going to come back.
It's definitely really hard. I mean, there's lots of content out there. I don't know what the best thing is to do. Just go and start and do like small chunks at a time. Don't like overwhelm yourself, obviously.
That's good, yeah.
Fair. All right, Stan. Thank you so much for your time. We have one more question to close it up here for you. Who that you know do you think is comparable to like a crab roller, and in this case, someone who's really good but not very well known? And who do you think is a champion who, is well known and is really good and has like a shot at winning worlds?
A crab roller, as in like someone who's not well known and has a shot at winning worlds as well?
Yeah, just basically as good. Let's keep it at that. Yeah.
Yeah, an up and comer.
Yeah, basically an up and comer. Yeah, thank you.
I might have to say Mr. Craggy Boy. He's part of the academy team.
I do not know it at all.
And no, neither. Yeah.
He is. He's from the UK, and he put some insane wins in our faction.
Okay.
So that could be a crab roller. And then I'm a champion. I have to think. So it has to be someone from EU. I'm gonna have to think back at who won previous regionals.
Oh, who won? Well, then I'm out of the solution.
Well, to be fair, so is Stan himself.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Funny. Funny probably. He is the champion. He is so consistent. He's so good at the game. He knows so much stuff. He has a real shot at winning Worlds, for sure.
All right. Well, I hope I don't get matched against him then.
Oh, please don't. God, no. Just match me against Americans. That'd be nice.
We'll see. If that American is someone like Wadash, then I will also be very afraid. I mean,
he's not going to qualify, right?
We'll see. So, somewhere
we'll see.
I hope,
he has a couple of jobs.
I hope for him he does. He definitely has the quality. But man, if I get to dodge him, doesn't feel that bad for me if I get.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I want to dodge W dash as well if he plays for sure.
Regardless,
I also want to dodge Book and dial up. I mean, there's a couple of people that I don't want to dodge.
There's gonna be so many,
but it's gonna be World. Anyway, I don't want to play against a Team Pizza member at Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
I've played a couple times now against Team Pizza members in regionals, and I think it's fun for one time. But please, not more than one time, and definitely not at Worlds, please.
Okay, well, we'll end on this question then, Stan, too. Just since you both are qualified for Worlds and you're both here, if you two are matched up, who do you think's going to win? Both of you get a chance to answer. We'll start with Stan.
Are we in the winners bracket or in the losers bracket? I think Martijn will win. I think Martijn has a good shot at beating me. Usually when I play Martijn, I end up throwing. Don't know why.
It's streamer anxiety, right? You play a streamer, you get, like anxious.
Oh, I don't think so. I just start like messing up. I know a couple of times I've messed up against you, which for no particular reason at all. But you bring outs, right? You do a couple of very clever things, and then you make people throw games. I think Martijn has a really good shot at beating me.
I'm just gonna be honest and say I'm very cocky. I will always say me, but I also have to say I've never won a regional, and I qualified through third place, so maybe I'm not that good. So that's my opinion always.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out for sure. I hope that you guys don't face each other unless it's in the winners finals. Let's just put it like that.
The Dutchies up top would be great on a personal level.
Yeah, I would absolutely love that. See Martijn play at the semis, right? At Worlds, that'd be kind of cool. And being there up there myself as well, but I'm not gonna go in with any expectations. Just gonna have fun.
Same. Because last time I did that, I went 0-2 when I said I'll win Lille. So, no expectations from me either. Thank you, Stan, for coming on today. Hope you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you so much for your time. Amanda, thank you as well as usual. And chat, hope you enjoyed the interview with Stan as well. Thank you so much.
All right, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye.